Good evening from the Bescott Stadium, the scene of one of the greatest triumphs in the history of Millwall Football Club. A 1-1 draw here against Walsall in the second leg of the Auto Windscreen Shield Southern Area Final has taken the Lions to Wembley and a magic day on April the 18th. It was also different though back at the Den in late December when in front of a crowd of less than 2,000 Millwall set out on the road to Wembley against Cardiff City.
Hill will hit it into the box, he does so, and the ball bounces up and it goes back to Hill. Hill has got the run in front of him from O'Sullivan, and O'Sullivan's run's not been tracked there by Harris. Shoots across the face of the goal. Thomas with a shot blocked. It was rolling around in front of Nigel Spink, just caught a little bit leaden-footed there. Cardiff have had the better of the possession in his first 20 minutes or so. And certainly created the two best openings. Millwall had just one chance just a short while ago. O'Sullivan, Shaw nicks that away from him. Allowed to turn. Nice little swivel there, which gives him a bit of space. Reed now has to cut inside once again. Stephen Reed with a square pass to Roach. Roach to Harris. Nice little turn. Can Harris get in a good ball? He can do so. His shot's blocked. Comes out to Reed. His shot's blocked. Reed will get a second bite. No, he won't. The ball just run away from him. And Cardiff will bring it away with Chris Allen on the far side. Waits for support to arrive, but didn't really look up. Just played it down the far touchline. Just to give it back to Ryan. Ryan pokes it forward to Harris on the edge of the area. Harris's layback. Will Cahill get there? He does manage to get there. Can Harris turn on the edge of the area? Back to Cahill. Cahill feeds Shaw. Shaw onside 1-0. Lovely bit of work there on the edge of the area, and Team Cahill can be pretty pleased with the part that he played. Will take the corner. He wants to drill them. It's Nethercott beaten to the ball there by Eckhart. Reed will get another opportunity. This one's a low flat one to the near post. Harris! Shaw on the first attempt. Couldn't quite get it on target. Then there was Neil Harris. Millwall 2 in front on 28. Clearance. Hill goes on a lovely reaving run into the area, and there's a save from Nigel Spink. Cahill. Mitchell, his header's only flown for Harris. Harris with a shot. Good save at small stretch from Hallworth. Harris took it early, and has he won the ball back? No, he hasn't, but he's battling away there with Mitchell for the last few minutes. Reed now on the left-hand side. Will he cut in on his right? Reed will look to line up on his shot and save. Comes out for Neil. Neil with a shot. Saved again by Hallworth.
So a comfortable 2-0 victory in the end, setting up a second round meeting with informed Brighton at Priestfield Stadium. Header forward finds Hart. Hart has got space to work with on the left-hand side. Stephen Reed chasing back, trying to get at him, but still Hart in possession. Gets in a low cross. There's Jamie Morley, and Morley scores against his old club. Jamie Morley puts Brighton ahead. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 1, it's Millwall 0, and Jamie Morley gets the goal. Nigel Spink then with the goal kick. We're still trailing by that 1-0 scored after 17 minutes by Jamie Morley. Stephen Reed beaten to that one. Some Cahill challenges. The Lions really struggling to get a grip on this game at the moment. Here's Paul Shaw. Stephen Reed's in a bit of space. He's got Gerard Lavin overlapping on the right-hand side. Can he produce a cross now? Too close to the keeper, that one. But it's in! And it looks like Neil Harris got the final touch. It was a cross from Gerard Lavin on the right-hand side. It seemed to be meat and drink for Ormerod, but in the end he made a real dog's breakfast of that one. And Neil Harris brings Millwall level. It's Brighton 1, Millwall 1. Here's the cross from Lavin, and that seemed to be Ormerod's ball all the way, but he spilled it, and Neil Harris was on hand to get the vital touch. Paul Shaw with the flick inside, and Shaw gets a second chance. Here's Bobby Bowery. Got Neil Harris outside him. In fact, he's going to use Harris now. Can Harris whip in a cross? Yes, he can. That one's cleared away. And that'll fall for Gerard Lavin. Lavin onto his left foot, tries one. All saved from the keeper. No, it isn't! Ormerod just pushes it up into the air, and it falls into the back of the net. And that's Gerard Lavin's first ever goal in a Millwall shirt. 2 goals inside 3 minutes, and the Lions have turned it round. It's Brighton 1, Millwall 2 now. Here's Lavin onto his unfavoured left foot, and Ormerod sees this all the way. Seems to tip it over the bar, but it goes up and then just drops over the line. Here's the clearance from Nigel Spink. One in the air by Lucas Neal that time, and Harris is overlapping down the left-hand side. It's a cross in. There's Paul Shaw on the turn, and Shaw just touches it home. Sweet turn there from Paul Shaw. Hasn't been in the best of goal-scoring form of late, but that was a fine striker's goal. Neil Harris just knocking it into him, and Shaw spinning and touching the ball home. And now Millwall have a measure of comfort. Here's the cross in from Neil Harris. Paul Shaw turns away from the defender, and then as Ormerod comes out, he just touches it past him into the net. There's Jamie Stewart. Stinks the ball into the box. Neil Harris with a flicked header, and it's in! Neil Harris, well, he doesn't get many goals with his head, but as the ball was played into him, he just seemed to try a flicked header, and again Ormerod was caught in no man's land. There's a little chip in there from Jamie Stewart, and Harris just comes, well, I don't know whether he was going for goal there, but Ormerod was a couple of yards off his line, and Harris nets Millwall's fourth. Here's Ormerod with the free kick. Really Brighton just playing for a bit of pride now. Here's Bobby Bowery though. Lavin on the overlap. He's had plenty of joy down this right flank this evening. For sure. Neat football from the Lions. Now, as Danny Houghton gets himself into a good position, and Houghton scores a 5th goal. Danny Houghton just on as a substitute for Neil Harris, and almost immediately gets himself on the score sheet. And what an emphatic victory this is for the Lions in the end. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Millwall 5. Here's Houghton through, and once more Ormerod backpedaling for all he's worth, can't keep it out of the net, and Danny Houghton completes the rout.
Right, Neil, let's go back to the first round of the competition back in December. Cardiff City, top of the third division they were at that time. I think it was a torrid first 25 minutes.
Yeah, so if memory serves me right, we expected it. We thought they'd come to the game buzzing with confidence. And they said the first 20 minutes we didn't really get to grips with the game. But once we had scored the goals, the contest was over. They never troubled us again, and we could have gone one by more.
And that was almost mirrored with the second round as well at Brighton. Again, we were under the cosh to start with, and I think your goal really set us on the way, didn't it? And I think you put the goalkeeper into the net, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Again, we started badly. We didn't feel we played that well for the whole 90 minutes. At the end of the day, the result was outstanding. But the first goal, the equaliser, was a bit of a fluke. I did run into the goalkeeper and the ball found its way into the back of the net. Not quite sure how. But
it was off your right foot, wasn't it?
Yeah. Apparently so. I've seen on the video that it come off my heel. But at the end of the day, that's what you put in gritty performances like that, and you get your rewards at the end of it.
December in front of a crowd of less than 2,000 against Cardiff City, and I think first 25 minutes we were right under the cosh there.
Yeah, I think we were under no illusions it was going to be a difficult game. Cardiff were top of the league, I think, at the time, unbeaten in I don't know how many games. We knew they were a decent team, and we did start slowly, but you know, at the end of the day we got the result we needed.
At that stage, I guess that people's thoughts weren't really even on Wembley, although right from the very start of the competition, Rhino and Macca have always played the strongest team, and have set out to try and go as far as possible.
Yeah, I think right from the start, like you say, we've, although we haven't thought about Wembley from the early rounds, we've played our strongest team, probably with the fact, in the back of our minds that, at the end of it, we could get to Wembley.
The next round, of course, was at Brighton, at the not the Goldstone ground, at Priestfield, where a week previously you hadn't managed to last the full 90 minutes.
No, the red card the week before, so it was good to go back and get a better result. All the thing with the red card, that was all resolved, a couple of weeks ago. So it was good just to go back a week later and put things right. Because I did feel as if I'd let the boys down a little bit.
Yeah. And on a personal level, we usually run a Gerard Lavin season of the goal competition, and 1998-99 won it. You scored what at that time was an important goal, because again we hadn't started awfully well against Brighton.
No, we didn't. First 20 minutes they played well, and Jamie Morley put them in front. But like I've been saying, it took a fantastic goal from me to get us back in the tie.
I've heard that there's actually an FA inquiry. It's another one of these sleaze bung inquiries, because I understand that their goalkeeper, Mr. Ormrod, had his entire mortgage on you scoring, because your odds had gone out so far, but he had to actually throw it in to ensure that you got one.
I think I spoke to him afterwards, and I think he said he had about 200 quid on me, so it paid out for him in the end. But like I said to you earlier, I don't think everyone realised how much the ball moved, when I hit it, how powerful the shot was.
I think
they blame the goalkeeper, but it wasn't his fault.
Next up was a trip to Bournemouth, defending an unbeaten home record. Flick on there, here's Mark Steed, and Steed opens the scoring with just 7 minutes gone. A body blow for the Lions so early in the game. They've been under pressure almost since the kick-off, and that man, Mark Steed, the top scorer, does the damage. It's Bournemouth 1, Millwall 0. Reid gives chase. That should be Vincent's ball. But Reid's got possession. Can he deliver across? And there's Paul Shaw, and Millwall have equalised against the run of play, it must be said, but the Lions are back on terms. Great work from Stephen Reid. And there's Paul Shaw to tuck home the equaliser. Bournemouth 1, Millwall 1. Cross, and well, it was on a plate, wasn't it, for Paul Shaw? The easiest of finishes. So it remained 1-1 after golden goal extra time, and so to the nail-biting penalty shootout. Paul Shaw then with the first for Millwall. Yes, into the bottom corner. Good start for the Lions. They lead 1-0. Here's Shaw's kick. Keeper guesses the right way, but that was a perfect penalty right into the bottom corner. And so for Bournemouth, up to the mark is Steve Robinson. Sends Nigel Spink the wrong way, 1-1. Second penalty then for the Lions. Bobby Bowery just takes a short run up, and it's a great save there from Ovendale. Mark Ovendale denies Bobby Bowery. He looks disconsolate, and it's still 1-1, and Bournemouth have a penalty in hand. Here's Bowery's kick. No real conviction there, but it was an excellent save by the Cherries keeper, it must be said. So, there's Fletcher, and that's 2-1. Bournemouth ahead. Again, a very good penalty indeed. And so, here's young Stephen Reid, and Reid equalises from the penalty spot. 2-2 on penalties now. Young Reid keeping cool, keeping calm, and placing his shot into the bottom right-hand corner. Next up for Bournemouth, John O'Neill. 2-2, remember the score. And here is O'Neill. Oh my word, what a dreadful penalty that was! And that's just what Millwall needed. That equalises the miss from Bobby Bowery earlier. It's still 2-2, and the sides are level. Here's Robbie Ryan with Millwall's fourth penalty, and it's into the bottom corner. Excellent penalty from the full-back. Keeper went the wrong way. As cool as you like here, Robbie Ryan. Look at that. Super penalty. And Millwall are back in front, 3-2. There's the equaliser, Richard Hughes. Again, equally cool. Richard Sadler then with Millwall's fifth penalty. Yes, it's into the bottom corner. It's 4-3. And Sadler listens to the crowd. Now, he wasn't put off by that item that was thrown out of the crowd behind the goal. He kept very cool, and that was a superb penalty. So it's Mark Steen now. You certainly put your mortgage on him scoring from the spot. Oh, but he's hit the bar and Millwall are through! A dramatic win for the Lions. A penalty shootout victory. It's 4-3 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. And aren't they delighted? What a victory against the odds down at Dean Court for the Lions. Things certainly didn't look too promising after just 7 minutes when Mark Steen put Bournemouth ahead. And really the home side dominated for the first half hour or so. But that equaliser from Paul Shaw proved so vital, and in the end, well, Millwall might have won it in full time. They might have won it in extra time. They did win it on penalties.
Have there been any turning points or key points on the road to Wembley, as it were, where you've suddenly thought, this could be our year?
Yeah, I'd have to say Bournemouth. We haven't played Bournemouth away, and they haven't lost there all season, as a lot of people probably know. And they give us a hide in the 2 games beforehand, well, especially the first game when we played them there. And we were never in the game for the first half, and we somehow managed to nick a goal to take it to 1-1, and then we held on till penalties, and we missed a penalty, and then we thought, well, maybe that's it, and then they missed 2, so we went through. And after that we thought, well, this is our time, if we can go there, play terrible, still win on penalties, and come away to the next game, then we've got half a chance.
What's it going to mean to you and your family? It's probably going to mean a lot of expense, isn't it? I mean, with Timmy Cahill in the same boat, the people who are going to profit out of this are the travel agents in Australia, aren't they?
Definitely, but like I said before, it's maybe a once-in-a-lifetime thing, so I've got to make the most of it, like make a habit of it, like I said. But I'll bring as many people over as I can afford, and I'd like to have as many people I know support me there, because it's a great day and should be enjoyed by everybody around me, because it's going to be an experience of a lifetime.
Well, Richard, I guess for you, the 3 most significant games came towards the end of the cup run. I mean, starting at Bournemouth, you'll remember back to the chance you had right at the end of normal time. I think you ran 50 yards and Paul Shaw was available. You maybe got caught in 2 minds there.
Yeah, I did. I ran such a distance, I think my legs were giving way by the end, and didn't know whether to shoot, if to pass, if to try and beat the man. And in the end, I kind of did the round with it so long that the bloke came back and put in a great challenge, and there was some chance here to win the game at that stage.
I think, in fact, it was the end of extra time, wasn't it? So we went into the penalty shootout, and that must have been a nerve-wracking experience.
It was, yeah, but I was kicking myself as well, knowing how good the chance was, that if we had gotten back on the bus, being knocked out of the tournament that night, I'd have been sick, because it would have been my fault, really. So the penalties, I mean, the manager just said to us, whoever fancy taking it, take it. There's no pressure, go out, just enjoy it as best you can. And for some reason, I've never taken a penalty before in a competitive match. I fancy taking it, and I'm glad I did it in the end.
Yeah, well, in actual fact, you talked about pressure. The penalties took place right in front of the Bournemouth fans, and just as you were about to step up and take it, somebody threw a mouth organ at you.
What? Was it a mouth organ? I didn't know it was a cigarette lighter or what it was, but I think I was going up to take it, and then whatever object it was thrown at me, and the ref said stop waving. He removed it, and I had to start all over again. So, but it didn't really put me off. I mean, you'd think it would do, for some reason it didn't do, and I was delighted when I scored, because their fans had been giving me quite a lot of stick through the whole game for a couple of challenges that they thought were a little dodgy, but I was delighted to win.
Next up with Gillingham in the area semi-final at the Den.
Lavin. For Lucas Neal. Neal wins the header. He does well. There's pulled down by a scathing challenge from Matt Bryant. Now can Millwall get a shot in on target to work goalkeeper Vince Bartram. Reed with a shot, is deflected wide for a corner. Asaba with Lavin ahead of him. Still Asaba. Heston-Tyler will try the shot, but that's into the arms of Ben Roberts. Bowery, forward to Harris. Back to Bowery. Well, it wasn't intended, but it's come to Harris anyway. Pennant, oh, he has to head over his own crossbar under pressure from Lucas Neal. Millwall with a corner. Scoring taken from nowhere where the ball went out. Bowery back to Lavin. Can Lavin get a decent crossover? Slight deflection. Will that help Harris? Harris turns one way, then the next shoots! Just past the post! Little ball in from Saba. Taylor shot, bounces off the chest of Roberts, but Roberts recovers well. Good slick movement there from Gillingham. Gives it first time for Harris to run onto. Neal and Sadler are up in support. Bowery's joining. Good ball from Harris. Neal's let the highlight down. Bowery with a shot. Does it loop down? No, it doesn't. Taylor, Heston-Tyler. Asaba's got himself free. Leathercock needs to come across. Leathercock got a tackle in. Good save. The ball's still not free, but then Stewart hacks clear. But holds the ball up well for Lavin. Can Lavin deliver a good ball? Header for Sadler. Couldn't quite get the angle. Bertram needs to be careful. He's already seen yellow tonight. Heston-Tyler with a square pass for the Smith. Smith tries the lob, and that's touched over from Roberts. He is getting closer and closer, is Paul Smith. Ball delivered in, and somehow Taylor has scooped that over. Bowery just tries to dink it over, gets the second chance to see. But Bowery tries shot, tries to feed the ball through for Harris. He's onside. Harris trying to twist and find himself an opening. Comes out for Bertram. Shot block. Out for Lucas Neal. He can't shoot on target. And somehow he scrapes the ball wide. Probably Millwall's best opening. Bowery, he's been a driving force tonight. Bobby Bowery. Neal, low flat cross. That ball's headed up. And Bartram, but Bartram drops it. Ball's in the back of the net, but the referee's given a foul. Lavin to Reed, inside for Bowery. Lovely ball for Lavin. Could this have opened up the Gillingham defence? Lavin, crossing into the area, and it comes in from Harris. Well, there was an open goal there, and Neil Harris couldn't quite direct it on target. Stewart. Neal into Harris. Harris will shoot on the turn, and that's straight at Vince Bartram. Little slip on finds Harris. Harris's turn's nice. Through to Sadler. Sadler over the back. Can he square it back for anybody? Oh, he tried to shoot instead of pulling it back. Into the area. In fact, he decides to go to Stephen Reed. And we will go into the dreaded golden goal.
The Lions have finished stronger than their opponents, but for the second game running, it was into golden goal extra time.
Pennant will have another bite of him. Neal, can he get in a good cross? The deep one, and Southall puts it wide. Off the head. Bowery. has directed it back, the ball's bouncing around. It's a goal! Millwall go through! Richard Sadler, goal time! 5 minutes! Millwall through to the final of the southern area of the Auto Windscreen Shield. Cruel luck on Gillingham.
Cruel luck on Gillingham it might have been, but the Lions fans in a crowd of 11,500 didn't really care about that. Millwall were now one step from Wembley, and that dream really could become a reality. It finished Millwall 1, Gillingham 0 after golden goal extra time, and the supporters were in no mood to go home early.
Well, Ben and Joe, obviously you came into the Road to Wembley story for the Gillingham game. Ben, it was your home debut. For you, Joe, your debut, and what a big night it was. Ben.
Yeah, it was a big night. First time I played in front of fans, and to be honest, my first game, which was away at Lincoln, didn't go very well for us, so I had a touch of nerves playing at home for the first time, but luckily enough, the game went pretty well.
A couple of important saves I seem to remember. I think early in the second half kept us in it.
Yeah, I had one early in the second half, but just apart from that, just me kicking and cross-catching and stuff like that, little things like that get you into the game early on, and once the fans are behind, it just fills you with confidence, really.
What about your debut against Gillingham? Two of the better strikers, certainly at this level, Osama and Taylor. But you looked as though you were made for it. Nervous beforehand?
Yeah, I was very nervous beforehand. I mean, in the build-up to the game, during the day, I was fine. I didn't feel any nerves at all. It was just when I got to the ground, and when I was waiting in the changing rooms, the nerves started to build up. But I mean, like, that's happened to me before, and whenever I get nervous, I seem to play well. So, yeah, Gillingham were a good side and posed us many problems, but the lads came through it and we got the right result.
Good evening and welcome to the den for this evening's Auto Windscreen Shield final. First leg between Millwall and Walsall. The biggest night in the club's history for some years, today's game. And the Millwall crowd, any of you that are still in the concourses waiting to take your seats, let's roar the Lions onto a victory tonight. Suspensions and injuries have hit the Lions lineup, but Millwall has shown that they've been made of strong stuff this season. And let's hope this evening, as we get underway, there's going to be a night to remember in this first leg. As Millwall attack the goal away to my left-hand side. Ball thrown in towards Sadler. Sadler then falls off the ball. Harris gets there. Nice little bit of turn. Good skill from Neil Harris, and wins the first corner of the evening. Stephen Reid will take. Deep towards the head of Cahill. Millwall taking the lead on 3 minutes. Tremendous header from Tim Cahill. A static defence by Walsall. It looks as if he was going to loop over, but Tim Cahill's header has gone into the back of the net. And Millwall got the start they needed, and just what a start for Tim Cahill. Already knows that he's going to be missing the second leg through suspension. Millwall 1, Walsall 0. Into the throw into the penalty area, and foul given against the Walsall striker there on Stuart Nethercott, which was a bit touch and go from up here looking down on it. Walsall throw. Asleep from that throw in, and that's given a chance for Cram. Cram tries to go through Millwall players, but the flag had already been blown. And it all started basically from Millwall being asleep from the throw-in. A worrying moment for Millwall. Free kick comes in, and it's tipped over by Roberts. Reid, Harris. Harris has got that bit of space. Blocks, delivered to the far post, still up and a header, but can't keep it down. Referee pointing to his midriff, but once again, the little skill and jink from Neil Harris creates the opening, and Lucas Neal was just unable to kick his header down. Neal picks out Reed with a good ball. Now Reed needs to run at the Walsall defence. He's got some space. Goes round one challenge. Goes past another. Goes past the third, and he's poured down on the edge there of the area. And that's what the fans want to see from Stephen Reed. That's what he was doing when he first broke into the side. Ideally, I would have thought it would have been a good idea to have Jamie Stewart looking to take that free kick, but obviously they're all going to dink it in. They do so. Headed away from Rammel for a corner. Oh, got round the back of Lavin. Ball's delivered in the area, patted away by Roberts, out for Keats, and that's straight at Roberts. 2 minutes of added on time, but twice now, maybe 3 times in his first half, Millwall have been called asleep by the throwing on that far side. Still Cram. Plays it back to Larison. He needs to be closed down quickly. Good feet from Larison. Cram getting put over a decent cross. Wants the favourite onto his right. Delivers it now. Goes across the face of goal. Walsall's best chance of the game. Movement. So, Lavin to the ball in for Harris. Harris, just unfortunate, being able to take the ball. Keats to spread the play out from the far side for Rack. Rack keeps it in play. Walsall getting numbers forward. Good run from Rack. Still Darren Rack. Goes on into the area. Robertson's had to come. Will the ball be cleared? The referee's pointed to the penalty spot. The ball's been pointed to the penalty spot. Ben Roberts. There was the run from Rack, right through the heart of the Millwall defence. The whistles, the balls go up for Poynton. Poynton comes up, strike it. Saved by the legs of Ben Roberts. Well, that was the lift the fans needed. Will it be the lift the team gets? Sadler. Lovely ball through for Harris. Poynton plays him onside. Harris plays the ball across. That's good hands from James Walker. Lavin goes outside Hopson. Still Hopson. Now gets the ball off to Gerard Lavin. Can Lavin deliver a decent cross into the area? He does so. Head goes up. Oh, Sadler couldn't quite get the contact. Marsh gets it. Good force back. Ball delivered in. Little lay off. Rack. Good turn from Rack. Kicks it back. In goes the heads. Bramall into the arms of Roberts. Roper. Flick on there for Brissett. Brissett side foot for Larison with a drive, and it's just picked the crossbar. Well, Millwall have led a little bit of a charmed life tonight. Marva goes on a run, goes round the other top. Stevens goes to ground, just throws his body in front of the ball. What a life-saving challenge that was. Cahill tries to measure a ball to pick out Neal. Marsh, Larison. And there goes the full-time whistle. Millwall will go to the Bestcott Stadium with a 1-0 lead, taking them to the second leg.
Tim, obviously the big game for you really in the competition was the semi-final, the first leg at the Den. 3 minutes into the game, and all of a sudden you've risen like a young salmon at the near post to put Millwall ahead. That was an important moment.
Yeah, I suppose it was a very important moment for me, for the club, for the team as a whole unit, and it was one of the happiest days of my life to be part of a team like that going to Wembley, and also to score one of the goals, which was important to go there. But I'm really pleased, and I know we're going to do it.
Yeah, you knew at that stage that you weren't going to be available for the second leg as well because you were suspended, so doubly important for you to really make your mark in that first game.
Yeah, I suppose it was really important for me to make the mark, not only because I was losing my place in the second leg as one of the players in the team, but I knew I had to, what I had to do, and I had to say it was one of my better games throughout the season, because I knew that there was a job to do, so we all as a team did it together.
So Millwall took that narrow lead to the Best Sports Stadium in just 90 minutes from Wembley. This was one of the big nights in the club's history.
Brissett. Dolan. Neil wins the header. Sadler tries to get the flick off to Harris. This is Millwall's first real attack of any note. Harris trying to get to the byline. Can he pull the ball back? He checks it back on his right. Delivers the ball into the area, off the head. Comes out to Eiffel. Eiffel needs to hit it. Tries to get himself a better angle. Tries to pull it back, wins the corner. Forward to Brissett. Brissett trying to turn Dolan. Gets a shot in, and that's straight into the arms of Ben Roberts. Stewart's first time, Neil's first time ball forward to Sadler. Barry. Harris is onside, is he? Yes, he is. Neil Harris has got a chance. Newman's making ground in the area, and he shoots wide of the goal. And I wasn't at the best angle from up here, but Neil Harris did appear to have beaten the offside trap. Neil. Sadler roams behind. Sadler's done well. Still Richard Sadler. Plays it back for Neil Harris. His shot's blocked. Comes for Eiffel. Can Eiffel score? Oh, across the face of goal. Two chances there for Millwall to get themselves in front. The first fell for Neil Harris. His goal-bound shot was blocked. Fell for Eiffel. And Eiffel drills it across the face of goal. Nethercott with the free kick will no doubt look to try and pick out Richard Sadler. He's done so. Sadler tries to take it down his chest. Good skill from Lucas Neal. Excellent skill from Lucas Neal. Can he get a good crossing? He can do across the face of goal. I think the keeper got a sort of a hand on it somehow. He obviously did because Eiffel's allowed it to go. End-to-end stuff here at the Best Scott at the moment. Poynton. Flatter, lower delivery. Barry blocks it, but it falls into the path of Brissett. And his shot from the tightest of angles was over and behind for a goal kick. Click on from Fran. Brissett has got the better side of Nethercott. He's turned, Nethercott shoots over. Best chance of the evening for Walsall. Millwall with the emergence of Dolan in the side. Their average height has gone up a little bit better for set pieces. Lavin's delivery in. Will it drop for Harris at the back post? He hits it! Oh, it's crossed the face of the goal! Nethercott's header, Lavin. Out to Eiffel again. Now Eiffel's got another chance to see what he can do. And Millwall get the free kick. Bit of a strange challenge that. I feel knocked the ball past him. Whether or not he would have been able to keep it in play was a matter of conjecture. Free kick quickly taken. In for Harris. Harris pulls it back and Sadler gets it. Shot blocked. Comes to Sadler again. Millwall in front. Richard Sadler puts Millwall ahead. Great work. A tremendous quick free kick. And Millwall are ahead. And the idiots come on the pitch, which we can do without. Millwall are ahead. Picks out Lavin. Eiffel. Still Eiffel. Low ball in. Cut out by Roper. Oh, it's called with a great save! To deflect the clearance by Keats. Ricocheted off the foot of Ricky Newman. Drops for Bobby Bowery. Bowery forward into the chest of Neil Harris. Harris does excellently to pick out Lucas Neal. Harris wants it back, gets it back from Neil. Harris, ball straight into the arms of Walker. And there goes the half-time whistle here at the Bescott Stadium. It's Walsall 0, Millwall 1. Richard Sadler's goal separates the sides on the night. Millwall 45 minutes away from their first ever trip to the Twin Towers. And Walsall pull back 2 goals in 90 minutes, or in the remaining 45. Find 3 goals to make their first trip to the Twin Towers. Back to Lavin. His ball across the area for Bowery. Going to come out for Lucas Neal, but he's just beaten to the ball by Marsh, and the forward pass looking to pick out Rack. Stewart. Rack's got the better of Stewart. Still Rack. Joe Dolan. Can he shoot? Good save by the legs of Roberts. An hour has been played here at the Bescott. Walsall 0, Millwall 1 on aggregate. Walsall 0, Millwall 2. Half an hour from Wembley. Michael gets a quick. Harris, can he get round the back? Harris, can he put it in? He's hit the bar. Still the ball's in play. Harris needs to get up. The ball's delivered in. Headed clear. Little layoff for Oilofsson. Little back heel into the pace for Marsh. Marsh's drive is high and over Ben Roberts' goal. Favourite with the fans, Kim Grant. Of course, has been out on a 2-month loan period to Notts County, of which his first minutes of his loan game at Notts County saw him score. And then his loan was curtailed with injuries. Lovely layoff from Harris. Neal has got round the back, he's driven into the area. Still Lucas Neal, what's the face of goal? Millwall still creating the openings, and you really do feel, until they can get the second goal, that should probably clinch the tie, this game is still not dead. That man with the hard pronunciation, Eloyson, but Harris has nicked away with the ball. Sadler's up in support. Harris across the face, Sadler with a touch. But again, James Walker makes a telling save. Newman cuts it out. There's a breakaway here. 3 against 3. Barry's not taking too much time. Neal, Grant's made a run, but he's going to check his run. He's onside. Richard has played him on. Tries to chip it, and he's just wide. Well, Kim Grant had ample time now. Didn't realise it, obviously. Ricky Newman was probably telling him that. Ball forward from Walker. Newman. Larison just volleys it back. Oh, a bit of indecision there for the first time by Nethercott. Stewart doesn't get there. Is that Rack on the far side? Rack looks to try and get to the byline. Ball cross. Dolan clears. Comes back in, and that's sliced over his own crossbar by Kim Grant. Dolan will just side it over to Stewart. He's overhit it slightly, but Stewart should keep it in play and does. Stewart forward, looking for the run of Sadler. Sadler's done well. Can he pull it in field for Harris? He's got Grant up there as well. The ball's for Neil Harris. Can Harris wrap things up? He can't. It's just over. Ricky Newman was up in support, barking at Neil Harris, but he should have received the ball. Larison. Still Larison being held by Neil. Play on, says the referee. Still Larison. No challenges coming in. He tries a shot. Oh, and Ben Roberts just picks it out of the air like a cherry off a tree. That's it in field for Thomas. Thomas just chips it forward. Dolan beaten in the air for probably the first time this evening. Rack picks out the sub. Oilofsson. Oilofsson across the face of goal. It comes to Larison. Larison across the face of goal. Stuck out there by Nethercott. Unbelievable stuff. Marsh got some space. Looks to deliver it into the area. Fivesh with a header. The ball flicks into the back of the net, is it? Walsall are in, back in the game. The ball just thumped forward. Off the head, it goes into the box. Corner for Walsall. And it could be golden goal time. Big risk played by the Millwall defence, by the Millwall management team. Roberts comes and claims he only manages to get a punch. The ball volleyed back over the crossbar. Roper's down. Now, how much of the minutes was played before the injury time for that last incident? Millwall need to reorganise themselves rather quickly. And there goes the full-time whistle. Millwall are going to Wembley. As the Millwall fans come onto the pitch to celebrate. And, well, Millwall have made it the way to Wembley Stadium.
The night of nights then for Lions fans. Keith Stevens and Alan McCleary in their first season of management had taken Millwall to a cup final at Wembley Stadium for the first time since the Second World War. The celebrations went on long into the night, both in Birmingham and back in South London, and it was a dream come true for so many people. The joy written all over their faces, and this will be a night remembered for a long, long time. Sunday, April the 18th, then, the day to look forward to. 40,000 Lions fans at Wembley Stadium as Millwall take on Wigan in the Auto Windscreen Shield final.
Well, Stuart, you were, I think, a trainee at Tottenham in the, was it 1991 when they got to the FA Cup final? How does it feel now to be captaining a side that's going to Wembley?
It's the icing on the cake, I think, for any professional, really. I didn't think I'd get another chance, you know, and this is a lovely opportunity for myself and for the club to have a nice day at Wembley.
We've done it the hard way, all the way through the Auto Windscreen Shield, a win on penalties down at Bournemouth, a golden goal against Gillingham, and then over 2 legs against one of the best sides in the division. And what a performance at the Bestcott Stadium.
Oh, definitely. We haven't had it easy. You know, I think if anyone would tell us otherwise, this competition has been taken very seriously by all the clubs, I think. And we've had a hard time, but we've come through it, as you said, with the golden goal and penalties. But you know, coming here tonight, you know, 1-0 was, you know, wasn't the best of leads, but we was happy with it, and we knew they'd come at us straight from the start, and we've weathered the little onslaught that they come at, and we nicked the goal, and I think they were just throwing caution to the wind then, and we held firm, and very pleased.
And so to Wembley in Bjorns and Rhino's first year in charge. Easy game, this management, Lark.
I don't know about that thing. We've had our ups and downs. You know, we'd like to do better in the league. I mean, it sounds a bit silly talking about that now, but we would like to do better in the league. But it's a natural progression for us, and the lads are learning. As you rightly say, the first year is unbelievable, really, that we can get to Wembley for the first time, you know, in a recognised fixture. And we're thoroughly delighted. We want to go there now and we want to win the game. There's no point, as we've always said, we enter these competitions to win them. We're there now, everyone's relieved we're there. Now we'll try and aim to win the game, and you know, it should be a good day out.
Well, the progress to the final has been Everest the hard way, hasn't it? Bournemouth away, Gillingham at home, and then finally 2 legs against possibly the second best team in the division.
Yeah, we have made it hard, but I think in all them games we've done ourselves proud. We played well, battered it out, showed a bit of team spirit. But it brings the crowds back, look on the bright side.
And what about the kids you've got out there? I mean, a number of the players who were playing in this semi-final probably got 4, 5, 6 games under their belt, 18, 19 years of age. I mean, it really does bode well for the future of the club, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, of course it's great for them and that, but it's pleasing to myself and Alan McCleary that we took the chance and took the bottle and stuck them in. And they've showed character left, right and centre over the last season. It's very hard for them at their young age, but they've done really well, and all full credit to them.
It's going to take a while, I'm sure, to sink in, but just the thought of taking Millwall Football Club for a day out at Wembley in front of 70,000 fans, just think about it for 2 seconds now, and how do you feel having been at Millwall since you were, what, 14?
Something like that. It's a bit worrying now, so I've never thought of that. We never thought, you know, you see Millwall in the first division, but we did at some stage a few years ago. I never think you see Millwall at Wembley, but today we have, and it'd be great for all the fans, the loyal fans, and come and support you week in, week out.
And perhaps this a stepping stone to bigger and better things even in the future. This is your first season in charge with Macca. Some of these kids, as we've said, just coming into it, it's the you know, the world Millwall's oyster from now.
Well, I hope the chairman doesn't want us to go to Wembley every year, but yeah, it's a great first season. You know, we've got to go there and do something about it, because we haven't won anything, so there's no point just going there for a day out. We want to go there to win the game.
Well, Theo, as chairman of any football club, you have to take the rough with the smooth. Tonight is the very, very smooth. You're taking your club to Wembley.
It don't get any smoother. Fantastic, fabulous. We made life a bit difficult for ourselves as normal, but then it's never easy at Millwall, and you just have to accept it. But we got there. The boys were incredibly hard. They were out on their feet at the end. They did brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
And looking at your time, well, you haven't been at the club for 2 years, and you've got us to Wembley. There have been people who have worked here for 30 and 40 years, and I've not had a sniff of it. What's the magic potion?
I don't know, but I've got to find some more of it somewhere. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's not just me. Keith, Macca, Bob Pearson, the rest of the coaching staff, everybody's been involved in this. It's a whole team effort, and that's what's worked. It's not one person anymore. We've got a great team, great bunch of lads, great management, and if we can just keep it all together, keep it rolling, I just see so much more.
So the countdown to Wembley begins as the fans buy their tickets, their flags, their scarves, and plan their journey for what will certainly be one of the great days of their lives. And after you've enjoyed that day, you can relive it with us, because we'll be at Wembley recording events for the Millwall at Wembley video.